Right. Failures as I go on air. Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Amateur TV Net, which is held every Tuesday night at 8 PM. I'm Neil, VK3RTV, and I'm located in Gallahey, not far from what they call a raceway. Tonight you can watch the net through VK3RTV via RF, which is the way we like you to do it. Otherwise you can watch it on Richard VK3VRS's YouTube feed or his Discord feed. The BATC stream isn't working this evening, so watch it via RF or Richard's two streams there. This evening we're going to have Peter VK3BFG, followed by Richard VK3VRS. It's back to me. I'll give you a story about water in the coax, which what can happen when a bit of water, a tiny bit of water gets into your coax and the effects it can have. And then back to me, and then it'll be across to Mick VK3CH. So please, everybody now, switch across to Peter VK3BFG on RTV1.
Thanks, Neil, and good evening everyone. I'm Peter, VK3BFG, in Wantirna South in the east of Melbourne. Most people know, I guess. I missed out last week's net. I do try to make it if possible, and generally I do. But I was out flying during the net, unfortunately. I didn't get home till probably about 9 o'clock or something like that, when it was a bit later. So anyway, that's the reason. In the interim, I've been experimenting with this device, which you can see there. It's got some HDMI ports on it, in and out, and there's an Ethernet port, and it's actually an SRT server. And I'm going to set that up and perhaps see if I can get a country member to come in on SRT, and we can pipe it through to RTV. And I've also got the same thing over there with the Raspberry Pi. A little bit embarrassing actually. I only found this when I was rummaging through for something else, and I come across this and I thought, well, what's in that box? And there it was. So I'd already bought the Pi and set that one up. So I've got two SRT servers, but this one might be better than the Pi. The Pi is only out. This one's both in and out. So there we are. That's something to work on, and probably get some assistance from some others on getting that to work. Also, I've been preparing a lecture on the Smith chart for the Eastern Mountain Districts Radio Club. Now, the Smith chart is probably a bit antiquated really now, but there are still one or two things that you can use it for, but because most people have a VNA, well, you know, that those people that are technically minded anyway have a VNA, that really is a very dynamic Smith chart. But there's a little test unit which has got a whole lot of components on it, which is very handy, and it's got a short circuit, standard short circuit. You've got an open circuit, you've got a 50 ohm load, you've got a through port, you've got a 5 dB attenuation and a 10 dB attenuation, and they're through ports. So you can, in those 2 port ones, you need the VNA for that. But there's also a capacitor, an inductor, a series R and C, and a series C and L, and a parallel R and L, and a series C, and a parallel resonance circuit as well. And it's got it's got a 33 ohm termination, 75 ohm termination, so you can see where that sort of fits on the Smith chart. And there's a band pass filter and a band stop filter and a low pass filter and high pass filter, so it's a jolly little board. And I'll probably use that as a part of the demos, but you can do it very dynamically with the VNA, of course. So there we are, that's what I've been doing over the last week or so. So look, I've got a short oops, that's not visas. A short video, so I'll put that on. I generally don't take my full time, so just stand by. Put the video on, and after that, Richard, I'm running DVBS, and I'm on 1246. So at the end of the video, or towards the end of the video, you can start transmitting, although if you, oh no, perhaps not, you'll wipe me out because I'm not all that strong on 1246. Control Alt Delete, I'll come back and sign off. So just stand by.
The ionosphere is the ionised part of the Earth's upper atmosphere that extends from about 80 to 600 kilometres above sea level. It's a region within the thermosphere filled with charged particles that play a crucial role in radio communication by reflecting radio waves back to Earth. It also contributes to the occurrence of auroras and is ionised by solar radiation. The ionosphere has historically been divided into regions D, E and F, with the term layer referring to the ionisation within a region. The lowest is the D region, between 50 and 90 kilometres in altitude. Next is the E region, between 90 and 150 kilometres, and the F region is the ionosphere above the E region. During the day, the F layer splits into two layers, and then recombines again at night. Since the ionosphere's existence is due to radiation from the Sun striking the atmosphere, all three layers are more dense during the day. At night, they decrease in density, with the D layer essentially disappearing. Historically, we know today that the E layer was discovered first. In 1901, Marconi transmitted a signal between Europe and North America and showed that it had to bounce off an electrically conducted layer at about 100 kilometres altitude. It became apparent that radio waves follow the Earth's curvature. Physicists assumed that radio waves were being reflected from a layer in the atmosphere, where the sun's ultraviolet light had liberated electrons from their atoms. A quarter of a century later, in 1927, Sir Edward Appleton, a British physicist, named the conducting layer the E layer, which was an abbreviation for electrical layer. 20 years later, in 1947, Appleton was awarded 1947. Appleton was awarded 1947. Appleton was awarded 1947. Appleton was awarded 1947. Density of free electrons, as ionisation primarily occurs due to the absorption of solar X-rays and Lyman alpha radiation. This layer is most prominent during the daytime, diminishing significantly at night when ionising radiation from the sun is absent. The D layer can absorb high-frequency radio waves, leading to signal attenuation and degradation of radio communication, particularly for frequencies below 10 MHz. Its presence and behaviour are also influenced by solar activity, such as solar flares, which can temporarily increase ionisation levels and affect communication signals. One important layer from the standpoint of navigation and communications is the F2 layer, where electron concentrations reach their highest values. At high latitudes, there is another source of ionisation called the aurora. The aurora is a display of lights caused by electrons and protons striking the atmosphere at high speed. The particles come from the magnetosphere and spiral down the magnetic field lines of the Earth. These particles also produce a spectral array of light, and when they strike the atmosphere, they also produce ionisation.
VK3RTV Radio Papa, Japan Romeo 3, Japan Foxtrot Zebra. Fine copy, Dave. Thank you very much for the call. Radio 59, sometimes 10 dB over S9. But yes, the band is unstable, up and down, very steep QSP here.
Bouncing signals off the ionosphere is what allows radio signals to reach places all over the world. Overall, the ionosphere's layers interact with radio waves based on their frequencies and time of day, with higher layers generally supporting long-distance HF communications, and lower layers absorbing or reflecting low-frequency waves.
This is VK3YE, Victor Kilo 3, Yankee Echo. VK3YE, pedestrian mobile calling CQ.
Okay. Hit the wrong button there, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's always good to sort of see how the other half lived. Some of us don't go on the HF bands all that often, but oh well, we do venture down to 6 metres occasionally. Anyway, that's it from me. Richard, if you start transmitting, you'll probably wipe me out, but if not, it should be a fairly easy changeover because I am on 1246. So Richard, VK3VRS to transmit. This is VK3BFG, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. everyone. Don't you just love live television, Pete? Very easy to push that button, the wrong button, at the wrong time. Yeah, that's a habit that when you're doing something and you got something broadcasting and you're just testing out something while that's happening and you go, oops, wrong one. Anyway, that's the joys. That's why they call us amateurs. Anyway, very good explanation video. I have seen it before. I've actually seen pretty much all of Andrew's videos. So, yeah, I enjoy them quite a bit. So, tonight I haven't got a video, but I just wanted to chat about something very interesting. Many of you probably know Hayden, VK3RTV from Tasmania, who is very, very good at promoting our hobby, that being radio, electronics. Very prolific YouTuber, and that's the medium that he uses to promote it. Well, he not only is it just amateur radio, he's also into all facets of radio, really. So, and many of us now amateur radio operators often dabbled in the early days on CB. And of course in Australia we started with HF 27 megahertz or the 11 metre band, and in fact I know from being explained from some Elmers, or what we like to call old timers, that in fact was an amateur band in the first place before it was CB. So there are definitely amateurs out there that were playing around on that band before it was CB. But anyway, I digress, sorry. While I was watching the video, and I'll just put this on. Probably have to turn my audio back on. There's Hayden, if anyone hasn't seen it. Great YouTube channel. Highly recommend that anyone who hasn't subscribed to Hayden, that they really should, because he's very good at keeping up to date with everything that's going on and latest equipment and experimenting with bits and pieces. So a shout out to you, Hayden. Hopefully one day I'll get him to my timing will be right and he'll be able to attend the Train and Hobby show, and so people can meet him in person. So the invitation's out there, Hayden, if you're watching. I'll reach out to you again shortly, because I'm starting to do all that stuff for the Train and Hobby show now. Anyway, as you can see on there, this is all about CB, and this has just came out recently that CB radio in Australia is changing, and one of the main changes, probably the most significant one, is 27 meg HF, which was traditionally always AM and SSB, had upper and lower sideband. It's now they've added FM to that band. Now, always has been 27 megs was always AM and SSB, and then UHF CB, which is 477 megs or 63 centimetres, that was FM. Now they've added FM to the old 27 megs. So, and having just myself started playing around on 6 metres FM, because to me that's HF. Sorry. That's HF for me. But anyway, it got me intrigued to think to myself, okay, well, I wonder if they're bringing out these changes. I know that you can buy, the Baofangs, and I've got two up there, handhelds, and a whole stream of radios. I've seen the Anytones and a few others, all with capable of, the 27 megahertz band. and they've all got FM, and you see a lot of stuff overseas. But is there actually anything type approved in Australia for that? And of course, that's the 6 metre FM repeater, by the way, that I'm listening to. So I had a quick look. Sure, I've got no audio? Hello? Yeah, I've got audio. Anyway, I went hunting around on... I went hunting around on Google, and I discovered Oz CB, which is set up purely for CBers and information about them. And they've got this radio here, and it says that it's the only one that's currently new and currently type approved for Australian standards. But of course, it's only AM and SSB with 4 watt AM, and I know they're allowed to have up to 5 watts, so, but no FM. And I know if you quickly hunt around on... Oh, I've lost my mouse. Where's my mouse gone? Here it is. You can find some radios. Obviously, this is TYT on our favourite AliExpress, 27 megahertz, which, by the way, those frequencies are way out of band. HF, but this does AM, FM, and SSB. But of course, it's not type approved, so you're not allowed to use it. So I'm just wondering, for the CBers out there, has any CBers out there, hopefully I've got audio, any CBers out there that might be watching or see this YouTube, have you reached out to, some of our current manufacturers, like ICOM and GME and Uniden, and Oricom? I think they're the only manufacturers for Australia. Have you reached out to them and asked them if are they planning on releasing a new radio? I didn't look up properly, but I don't believe that they've added SSB to 477 megahertz. Maybe that's something that nobody recommended. Maybe they should have done that as well. I mean, I use SSB quite a lot on UHF and above. So why not have 27 meg and 477 meg have that capability as well? Hopefully it will inspire some of the CBers out there who are that way minded to actually want to experiment with more bands, and then get into the amateur fraternity and join us, and even then we might end up with some more YouTube people followers, and also we'll get some new ATVers joining us. I don't know, just a thought, I suppose. That was all it was, nothing more. Just thought I'd just put it out there that things have changed even for the CB community, not just us amateur radio operators who, we've just gone through some significant changes with our licensing and whatnot. I don't think it's really the changes have had any major effect. I have seen some people posting about having to try and prove their licence for overseas, like they're heading overseas and they wanted to get something to prove their licence qualifications, and there was a little bit of difficulties of that. Whenever there's significant change, there's always going to be some teething problems, but hopefully that will be ironed out, and hopefully no more of them in the future. So yeah, let's just see, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the market with 27 megahertz CBs when they start coming out with FM or what manufacturers bring over the Anytone now could quite possibly get class approval for here in Australia. Just have to wait and see. Anyway, so that's food for thought for everyone to think about. I just thought I'd fill in some time. We've currently got 13 people watching on YouTube. Welcome to everyone there. I've acknowledged everyone that's come up. So David, VK3RTV, Bronson the Cat as well, he's there, and Vince, VK3YVS, is also checked in. That's all that's checked in. And I haven't even checked Discord, but we've usually got 2 or 3 on Discord as well. So if anyone wants to know, up here, that's our Discord. So right there. So if you want to join on Discord, one good thing about Discord, the latency is very, very, very slow. YouTube, you're seeing this about 20 to 25 seconds after it's actually been transmitted. You've only got about half a second to a second delay on Discord. The only downside is at the moment I'm not paying the $13 a month to have full HD, so it's only in standard definition. If some reason I start getting regularly 10 to 20 people watching Discord all the time, then I might do that. We have Stephen, VK3 TTF, and I have been working to build up the reason why people would want to be on Discord, with lots of information. So definitely worth having a look. In fact, I can do it here. Just give me a second and I'll... So I've still got audio, yep. So Discord's very easy. If you just put in that, don't worry about even that, just put in Discord there. You'll see it'll come up. You can download it for Windows if you want, or you can just open it in your browser if you've got an account. So the only drawback is obviously you need an account, and bang, because I'm already logged into Discord on the app, it comes up. TV, you can see I've got a lot of stuff going on TV, but what you'll find on Discord is we have quite a bit of information. We've got quite a few text channels here with information on it. We've also been talking to a few of the other repeaters around there and asking them if they could actually put some information in there for us as well. And also down in Tassie, the guys there, they've actually been quite regular posters. So it's definitely worth jumping on. If you see the little white arrow that you can see there, it means there's new messages for you to read. So you can see there's quite a few articles that they've been putting on. And then most importantly, you'll see down here, under the live stream here, you can see that I'm streaming, and oh look, there's a picture of me. That's pretty scary, and I'm looking over that way. And we've got Steve, VK3NF, who is currently watching. Hi Steve, how you going? So yeah, the only thing that you have to make sure is when you actually join, and it's very easy to join, once you jump on here, you hover your mouse over on live and click on watch stream, and bang, it'll pop up. But it's very important to make sure that you go down to the controls down here and you mute your microphone. So otherwise you'll have an open microphone and everybody will hear who's actually watching. Everyone will hear everything that's going on in your open mic, and it becomes very hard for everyone to actually listen to what's going on. So that's just the important thing to remember. But it's very, very quick. You can watch it even on your mobile phone. So if you're out and about and you don't want to miss anything that's happening, like the important information that we often relay here, yeah, make sure that you jump onto Discord, and you won't miss out. So you'll see everything live. You can also send text messages as well. So it's a great medium. You'll also notice that we have a Facebook page, which we also put information on there as well. So there it is there, Facebook. So you can just use your phone and open both of those links one at a time, of course. So anyway, that's all I've got. I'm assuming I'm handing it back to you, Neil. I can see Neil's ready to rock and roll. So I will go to my test card, and with my great remote, I'll switch everyone that's watching on YouTube and Discord over to channel 2. All right, guys, thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard. Got audio? Yes, I got it. Thanks there, Richard. Yeah, great. That was great, Richard. A lot of information for people to be able to watch the repeater, and a lot of information on Discord, a lot of information, so go and check it out. Now, on antennas and cables and watering cables. I operate on 3.4 gigs, and some time ago I noticed that I wasn't getting out or receiving very well, and I thought about it. What was going on? So I measured the SWR. That seemed okay, although at those frequencies with the loss of the coax, like at those frequencies you've got very high losses on the coax, so it wouldn't be a very accurate measurement. The SWR would be attenuated by the return loss of the coax. So, excuse me, drink of water. Here, so I disconnected the antenna and I put a short circuit across the coax, and sure enough there was a short circuit. I took the short off, and sure enough there was an open circuit, and I thought, something's still not right, why isn't it working? So yesterday I took the lead off. This is the lead that went up to the rotator, and I noticed on this connection, which connected to the LDF 450, there was very, very, very slight water ingress, ever so slight, but nothing inside. It was just slight discoloration, and I thought maybe that was the problem. So even though that measures a short circuit or an open circuit, depending on what I put on the end of it, it still measures about 5 to 10 megohms. When I measure when I put a meter across it, there's about 5 to 10 megohms resistance across this cable. So I'm suspecting that that's what the issue is. It's all very clean in there, it's all very dry at the moment, but there's still between 5 and 10 megohms of resistance across this cable. So I'll let you know next week when the antenna goes back up and this is all cleaned up, whether that was the actual fault, but I suspect that's what it was at 3.5 gigs. So you've got to be careful at those frequencies. Okay, if you're ready, Mick, I'm on T, so it should be a very nice clean cutover. So take it away, Mick. When I do, I think, no, I'll do this. Go right over here.
Okay, I don't know whether this is going to be dropping in or out or not. We'll see how it goes. So I've got audio. Oh, hang on, I keep forgetting to do this. Putting the microphone a bit closer. That's it. Now if I do that, we'll be good. Alright, what have we got to tell you today? This turned up. Where are we? If I scroll down and go cut. I didn't want to do that. Oh well. The Amateur Television Journal turned up, and scrolling down, there's the worldwide DOTV QSO party, and yeah, they've copied my stuff off out of the NEVARC news, and a bit of text there. And they've grabbed a few of the pictures out of it, a bit smaller, so I think maybe they've converted into JPEGs and then edited in somehow, but it's all pretty much there. So once again, international publication, so that was handy. So good to see there. And I've noticed over the years they do a true cut and paste. In other words, if I've got any bad grammar or the odd spelling mistake, everything just gets copied across. Bad spelling, bad grammar or whatever. So I suppose they don't have a lot of... Oh, I suppose, yeah, being a PDF, they can't really alter it. So that would be the case there. All right. On the weekend, I did a test of the 5.7 gig with the SG Labs transmitter with Rob, VK3RTV. So I'll cut the microphone off and I'll play that. I said in the thing I'm going to edit it down, but I didn't. Too lazy. So it's about 7.5 minutes. So if you get bored, you can go for a coffee break or something. Here we go. Okay, VK3CH, we've arrived at our usual spot near Doncaster Shopping Town. See that building there? Shopping Town's just right behind that. That's Doncaster Road with the shopping centre on the other side. So here's our completed 5.7 gig transverter. We ended up putting a 1 decibel attenuator in there instead of the 6 decibel one. Which is really good. That means less loss on receive as well, and we've applied the heat shrink. So we replaced the RF choke in the transverter. Was the one that got damaged and nothing else, so that was, we were scared, but it ended up being good. So just a 90-cent repair. Well, actually, I put 4 of them in, so about a $4 repair to get that going again. Alright, so we've got the car where we put that up there, and our radios that we'll just be using the 705. So we'll run our cables and we'll put it into there. And there's the view towards VK3IE, about 30 odd k's away down the end of the street. So we'll get to it and get things sorted. Okay, we've got everything set up, so that's all plugged in there. That's pointing pretty much in the direction of Rob. And we can press the microphone and have the radio do it. Call CQ. Now this one, the 905, has no antenna on it, but of course it's that much RF, you'll actually hear it as I demonstrate.
Calling CQ, 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 VK3CH, VK3CH, portable calling CQ and listening. Calling CQ, 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 VK3CH, VK3CH, portable calling CQ and listening. 10/9, 10/9, over.
All right, I just had to, well, I've got the other radio going. I'll turn that one off, hang on. All right, okay, so instead of calling CQ, we'll just use the microphone. I believe you said 10/9. I might have to clarify you slightly. All right then. Yeah, well, the thing allegedly says about 21 decibels gain, this flat panel antenna. Of course, you're that close, it's probably not a true, King Lake will prove it. But yes, it's certainly working. It doesn't sound blowing up to me.
I know if I move the antenna a bit more, the other one can make it a little bit stronger. But yeah, it might be just a bit off frequency. The radio's in silly mode at the moment. I'm a few hertz low and high, and I have no idea. But no, it's sounding very good, and good to see there was no damage to the equipment, and it worked out. So you were worried about nothing. Absolutely not a thing to worry about. VK3CH, VK3 India Echo.
Okay, peaking into the 20s, 20 over here on the radio, the 705. and just on the voice peaks maybe 25 or so, just one little notch above past 20. But yeah, to be expected, only a 30k distance, but yes, okay, so it's all good for Kinglake and undamaged. Well, yeah, when you first do it, yeah, like I was saying to Neil, that feeling across your chest, like, oh, what have I done? And you know, because of the value of it, of course. But yes, so all good. All right, so I know to leave it well alone. All I'm going to do is attach a handle to it eventually, and maybe go back to that sign shop and get, you know, the call sign stuck on it and read like I had it on the 3.4 gig, but no rush on that. So yeah, as I said, family event on Sunday, which precludes the MAD, but there's a MAD I think at the end of October as well, so maybe a 5-week wait. But yeah, like you say, we could post something up and maybe stir some people up. Now, I don't really need this extra 5.7 because, you know, I've got the other one there, but oh well, we've got a point-to-point link if we wanted to, you know, play on that band with someone else. The thing is, I don't have another radio to drive it. I suppose you could always use FM and use one of those old cheapo bow things to just, you know, drive it. That'd work, but everyone seems to predominantly use sideband for this one. VK3IE, VK3CH, portable setup, Doncaster.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, no worries at all. No, sounding quite good. Yeah, and I've got the SG Labs here as too, but they're both stuck together on the same tower, both pointing the same direction. So, what can you do? But as you say, it's always good to have a spare just in case you never know what's going to happen. But no, well, you just have to get yourself another little, you know, all mode VHF UHF radio. It's a pity they don't make a good all mode one today. You've got to sort of go out and get yourself a, you know, a 9700 or a 705 or, you know, a T1 or something like that. They need to bring a little all mode 2 and 70 and even 1.2 just in a small mobile type unit. I reckon they could do that for around a sub 1,000 pretty easily, but oh well, not for me to decide. It's up to the people to say we want, and that'd make a good little rig. Or what about a second-hand 817? You might pick up one of those cheap. That's got 2 and 70 in it. That'd do the job. That's what I used to use. But no, I'm not selling my 817. VK3CH, VK3IE.
Yeah, no, I've sort of looked around. I don't see anything. All right, it's on cue, starting to rain, and I mean it's starting to pick up, so I might pack up. Thanks a lot for the test. I've recorded it, I'll edit it a bit and play it for next week's ATV net. All right, cool. Thanks a lot for that, Rob, and cheers, Neil. VK3CH packing up. We're getting wet. Cheers, all.
Good on you, Mick. Have a good one. Yeah, get things out of the water, including yourself, and we'll catch up. VK3 CH VK3IE. Hooroo for now.
Okay, so there's a successful test. We'll pack up. Okay, so we're back and with audio. So yeah, that was just pretty much an unedited test with Rob. So it worked out okay. And yeah, the only thing that when I got shorted when I was adjusting the levels with no panel on the back, when it touched the RF choke, took the full force and acted as a fuse. So a 90-cent fuse versus a $550 the rest of it. So yeah, so we were panicking for a while. So yeah, we'll leave it all alone. Now it is actually still at the lettering shop, and they had a really good grand final week, I think. When I went there, yeah, they were partying, so they said, yeah, leave it with us. And I went back there today, and the place, all the lights are on, but everything's locked up, and I can see it. It's on the floor of their window. Can I show you a picture of this? Where are we? Did I keep the picture? Pictures. Where are we? There it is. Now, how do I do this? There. So, no, hang on. Oh, I've got to do this, sorry. So there's a picture of it. You can see my shadow on the window. So it's lying on their carpet on the ground and ready for them to apply some lettering to the front of it. So hopefully no one decides to step on it. So yeah, last time I went there it was really good. They did it on the spot. And they said, do you want a receipt with this? Nah, cash will do. And yeah, really cheap. But I think what's happened is they've got some sign job where they've actually got to get scissor lifts and stuff and install some signage on a whole new shop. So the whole shop's vacated and they've been working on that for a few days. So obviously a job making a bit of money. So when that's over, they'll be back in the shop and they can look after my stuff. And yep, there we go. Yeah, as for Hayden, VK3RTV, his website, yes, a lot of good stuff, just like down at Mount Martha, VK3FS with a host of stuff. But yeah, Hayden, like YouTube, one after the other, he's talking about stuff that's happening in America, stuff that's happening in Europe, the satellites, many sort of rule changes, equipment reviews, yeah, just all sorts of stuff. So yeah, where these people find the time, and yeah, once again, it's all polished, and well, I suppose he's been doing it for that often, but you know, nothing amateur about the stuff they put up. And I'm sure you know what it's like if you see about quarter of an hour of polished video, you know, that's probably 1 or 2 hours of, you know, a rough stuff and then polished it up. I suppose you might get good at it, but yeah, not me. Even when I did the 3.5 minutes of the video we did for the ATV QSO party, I probably spent roughly, well, including looking for stuff and editing and everything, yeah, probably about 2 hours. I suppose the actual job may be 1 hour, but you know, you've got to research and you work out how many minutes. And Audacity's good. You can go through and pick out every and R and cough and too much silence, or you know, if you like, you know, something like this, you know, some sort of noise in the shack, you can edit out every little bit. But yeah, it takes up time. Alright, I think that's about all I've got for you so far. So yeah, just waiting on the thing to come back from the shop with the lettering on it, and hopefully the MAD at the end of October. Someone doesn't tell me to do something else and I miss out on that one. Now watch the weather be no good. So the last one, the weather was like really good. But I suppose I could, this Saturday's looking pretty good, I could probably go out. And of course Rob IE's always around for a test, but it'd be nice to have a few other guys to talk to. But we'll see how we go. Alright, handing it back to Neil. So yep, catch us all later, and good to see that we didn't drop out. But yeah, 2 metres is doing well, so I suppose the conditions are continuing up to 23 centimetres as well. Cheers all, catch us next week.
Right, thanks Mick. Unfortunately I can't take part in the mad days just at the moment. All my microwave stuff is down. I think as high as I can go at the moment is 1.2. Ian should be back next week, so looking forward to his segments. His segments are always very interesting. And I think I remember reading that the slow scan from the space station will be running from the 3rd of October. So that might be something worth doing. Very easy to do. Just download a bit of software and wait for the passes, and you'll get a few pictures off the space station using slow scan. So I'm going to be doing that, I think, on the 3rd of October, so you might be worth just going to the whichever website you need to go to find out that information. So thanks for watching today. We've still got about 12 watching on YouTube, so that's great, and I'm sure when Ian comes back next week the viewing audience will go through the roof. So come back next week and we'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching. Get the right button at the end. Cheers.